welcome to SveNFL.
What's up, y'all?
It's Jonathan Rollins.
Schif and Sarah.
And we are two Americans living in Sweden talking about football. Yeah, man. It's that time, man. The most meaningful week of the season. This is that week where this is the witching week where playoff berths become exits and exits become playoff berths as meaningless games happen all over the league, and very, very meaningful games happen across the league to find out the last two spots in the playoffs. How many spots are up for grabs? Is it just the 7 seeds, right? Everything else is solidified? Or the teams?
Yeah,
it's just two teams, but the orders are still shifting, right?
There's a little bit to play for regarding seeding. Like, you know, there are some teams that can move up and down a little bit. But as far as the final playoff spot is concerned,
it's just sevens, right?
Playoffs?
You talking about playoffs? You kidding me?
Yeah, it's the 7, and then we'll get into it. Let's see.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
I figured we could walk through some of these. Most of these games, we could. The storylines are totally meaningless.
Yeah. All right.
Outside of any kind of, if you're some sort of a degenerate gambler and you just want to do something crazy this weekend.
Are we waiting till the playoffs to gamble? Maybe we could gamble on the Vikings Lions. That's kind of it.
I think so. Yeah. Because first off, there's two. The AFC North will be decided on Saturday. All 4 teams are playing on Saturday. The Browns are playing the Ravens. Now, even under the most normal of circumstances, you would expect there to be a pretty hefty spread in this game. But it appears that Bailey Zappi will be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, wow. That's better than DTR, right?
I'm seeing an 18.5 point spread here. I've seen 20 on some other sites. And obviously, this means nothing for the Browns. It means a lot for the Ravens, though, because if they win this game, they win the AFC North.
I might want to bet on that one. Because the Browns are like, oh my goodness, Bailey Zappi. Has he been on the team all year? Or is it going to be like, figure it out, buddy?
I think he may have been on the practice squad all year, and we just didn't know it. Okay,
so he's familiar with the playbook in that case.
Yeah.
If not, it could be oof.
Yeah, this could get ugly.
This might be a go in there and hit the turnover button.
Yeah, actually, that's
betting.
This would be a good week for prop betting.
This is a prop betting week. Yeah, that's what we could do though.
Yeah,
we could do some prop bets.
In the other AFC North game, you got the Bengals playing the Steelers. Now, this one is obviously more interesting, given that the Steelers obviously need to win to keep their chances alive. They're not going to win. There's no way the Ravens are going to lose. But the Bengals also need to win. They are one of those few teams on the outside looking in that still has a chance to sneak into the playoffs. It's the Bengals and your Dolphins who need some help elsewhere.
From Denver, who's playing against Kansas City, who's had troubles.
I'm pretty sure they've
had like kind of troubles. They've only lost one game this year, but every game looks close, and now they won't be coming out fully armed, right?
Correct. The Chiefs will be starting Carson Wentz.
Okay, that's my guy.
So if I remember correctly, both the Bengals and the Dolphins need the Broncos to lose,
right?
And then the Bengals would need the Dolphins
to lose, in order to get in, which everybody seems to want. For some reason, everybody thinks that if the Bengals get in, everybody watch out, which I think is so stupid.
It's all just narratives. It's like it is what it is. Then we obviously have the last sort of consequential setup between my division, the NFC South. The Carolina Panthers will be traveling to the A. where the Falcons will be 8-point favorites. And then the Falcons need to hope that the Saints, this like zombie version of the Saints, is capable of beating the Buccaneers, because Bucks lose, Falcons win, Falcons are in. Falcons lose, Falcons lose. That's it. It's over.
Yeah,
Bucks are in.
Damn. So in the South, you just need to win that division because there's no open seats, right?
Not anymore. No. There was an equation about a week ago that would have made it possible, but not now.
It was all good just a week ago.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Commanders are playing the Cowboys. Meaningless. Maybe the Commanders can change position. I'm not sure. Bears, Packers, same thing. Means nothing. Jags, Colts. Yeah, exactly. Bills, Patriots. Josh Allen is expected to start this game. He has some sort of a start streak, streak of consecutive starts.
Okay.
But he's not expected to play for very long. So, if you want to drop some prop bets on Mitch Trubisky, there's that to salivate over.
I want to be able to bet on the under pass attempts for Josh Allen.
Yeah, exactly. Just hand it off. Play one series. Get the fuck out of there.
Under 3. See what that gets.
Eagles and Giants. Saquon is not going to play. It has been announced.
Really?
Saquon is not playing. Obviously, would have been a very juicy storyline for him to break the season rushing record against the team that let him go.
They would have put an asterisk anyway. He did it in 17 games.
Sure. But I would argue that give it a couple of years and nobody cares. You know what I mean? Yeah. All that goes away.
Yeah. I personally, if I were him, I would have gone for it.
I mean, I would assume that Dickerson did it in more games than OJ did.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't OJ play when it was like a...
I think the OJ getting over 2,000 was the most consequential thing he ever did in his life.
And he lived happily ever after.
Where would that Heisman go, huh? Who's going to take his Heisman from him, huh?
There's no paragraph 2 there. It's all good.
He was in a movie. That was it.
Naked Gun, great film. Right. Saints Bucks is the next team on the list here. My only hope is that, obviously, for those of you, I'm sure most of you know, there was a terrorist attack in New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
On New Year's Eve, early hours of New Year's Day, 3 something o'clock in the morning.
No, the FBI said it's not a terrorist attack.
Say what?
The FBI came out and corrected and said it's not a terrorist attack. Terrorist attack is if you kill a CEO of a company that's harmed so many people. Then that's a terrorist attack. Like, the fact that they came out to correct the New Orleans police says so much when they were the ones who said that this Luigi Mangiati, or whatever his name is, was a terrorist. They made sure to say he was a terrorist, and they made sure to say that this guy who thought he was joining like some type of Islamist extremist group.
Wow, I did not know that. I didn't know that there was an argument over the wording.
Yeah, the FBI came out and corrected them. Such bullshit, man.
I don't feel like one man killing a CEO is a terrorist attack. It feels more like an assassin. You're an assassin.
It was an assassination. They didn't but they considered that a terrorist attack, and then they made sure to say that this was not.
Well, it's terrorism when it's against capitalism, right?
Exactly. So just wanted to throw that out there.
That's fascinating. Yeah. I did not know that. I'm glad you said that. Yeah. What I was going to say, well, it's kind of fascinating. New Orleans, for those of you who don't know, it's a party town. It's a very corrupt city. Yeah. Very dysfunctional. They had these metal barriers that were supposed to be functional to prevent cars from going up and down the street. What I had read this morning in the New York Times was that the reason why those barriers weren't functional is because all of the Mardi Gras beads got stuck somehow in the gears. And they had been told, I think 2019.
God
damn. They were told that this is a problem and it needs to be fixed.
Yeah, but there was no chance since 2019. There was no time when the streets were clear and one would have time to go in and remove beads, because it's always been so packed in New Orleans every day since 2019. There's never been a chance when the streets were clear with, say, an pandemic lockdown. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. There was no chance for them to do that.
That's a fair point. So everybody, interestingly enough, they were in the process of repairing the barriers.
Sure.
In preparation for the Super Bowl, which is going to be in New Orleans this year. They just didn't get them. Man. They just didn't get them repaired in time for the college football playoffs. 10
people died, 30 people injured, right?
I think the number went up to 15, actually.
15 dead, 30 injured.
Yeah, one of the guys who died actually worked for the Saints. I think he worked for the Saints media department. So
he drove into the crowd and then got out and started spraying bullets, right? Isn't that what happened?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So if anything good can come from this, it would be the New Orleans Saints playing with some extra motivation, do some kind of New Orleans strong kind of thing. You beat the Bucs and you let the Falcons sneak into the playoffs. That's all I'm saying.
I think it would work, but the best player in the NFL is on the other sidelines, man.
This is a weird spot for the Saints to be in, because they probably hate the Falcons more than they hate the Bucs, but they do hate the Bucs.
The Bucs are kind of, remember, the Bucs didn't start out as rivals of the Saints. You got to remember that. The Bucs used to be in the NFC North somehow. Oh, no, they were NFC Central. They used to be called the Central Division with the Bears and the Lions and the Packers. Remember that? The Bucs started out with that.
Yeah.
And then when they restructured the divisions, they ended up in the NFC South.
Yeah, and the Saints and the Falcons were in a division with the NFC West. So inexplicably, we were playing the 49ers and the Rams every year for some reason.
Were they called the West?
Yeah, we were in the – I forget what – it was called the West.
Okay. I know it was Central was out there and some other shit.
Well, I can tell you one thing that they want to try and prevent from happening in this football game. Mike Evans is I don't remember exactly how many yards, but he is – Mike Evans has famously put up 1,000 yards every year as a pro, and he's around 100 yards, a little less than 100 yards away from doing it again.
Prop it.
So I can tell you 100% that this Saints secondary would like to prevent that from happening. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think.
Next up, we got Texans and Titans. Obviously, the Texans are just limping into the playoffs. The Titans,
they limped through the season.
Yeah, I mean, the Titans have nothing to play for other than hoping to keep that high draft pick. 49ers, Cardinals, nothing to see there. Chiefs, Broncos, we've spoken about this. Obviously, Carson Wentz is going to play.
Are there any other starters sitting besides Mahomes? Asking for a friend. Because it's not. They're probably shut down Chris Jones, and then
probably
Mahomes. That's probably it, right? The rest of the players are going to want to play.
Kelsey's not going to play.
God damn it!
I don't think so.
Okay.
I can't imagine why he would play. I mean, they're going to play as many second string players as they possibly can, I would imagine.
I just want them to remember that a few years ago they wanted home field advantage, and Andy Reid stepped to the podium and said, "Go Dolphins." And the Dolphins went on to beat the Patriots, giving home field advantage to the Chiefs, who went on to win the Super Bowl that year. And with the Miami Miracle.
That was crazy.
So just throwing it out there, Chiefs.
A lot of pressure on the Broncos, obviously. I mean, they're facing the Kansas City Chiefs backups. They really, I mean, they everyone expects them to win this game. They're favored by 10.5.
They're favored by 10.5.
Favored by 10.5.
Well, it's been real.
But if they lose, I mean, this will be a pretty juicy collapse. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, if they lose, they're potentially out of the playoffs.
Yeah, they've been overachieving all year, though.
Seahawks and Rams, nothing of consequence there. Rams
playoffs. Don't talk about it. Playoffs.
No, they're going to playoffs.
I mean, there's a lot of players who are playing for incentives and things like that, but I don't remember that.
But that's solidified, right? Rams and
that's done. Yeah.
Okay.
Chargers are playing the Raiders, and nobody cares. Dolphins, Jets. You guys
are
are
the Seahawks out?
One?
So the Seahawks are out of the playoffs.
Seahawks are out of the playoffs.
Yeah. Dolphins, Jets, there's a little sliver of a chance, but I think the Dolphins will lose to the Jets because we have issues with Tyrod Taylor. No, we'll see.
And then, of course,
but Rodgers is going to play, huh?
Huh?
Rodgers is going to play, right?
I think so.
Okay, never mind. We'll win.
I think so.
Just head down, guys. Get that last game in. Get that victory in. And watch and they're playing at the same time as the Broncos.
Yeah. And then, of course, the most exciting, sexy, consequential, holy shit, how did this happen?
Yeah.
The 14-2 Minnesota Vikings go up against the 14-2 Detroit Lions. The Lions.
Whoa! It don't get no better than that, baby.
Absolutely. Lions currently are the 1 seed. They have a better division record. You know, they have not lost a game at home. Or sorry, they have not lost a game on the road this year.
They've only lost 2 games.
I know.
Oh, they lost both at home?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Uh-oh.
So, I mean, this is fascinating. I mean, who would have seen, the Lions having the best season probably in franchise history.
Yeah, definitely.
Only to have the Minnesota Vikings, who I will remind you when the season started and that, you know, before the season started and they put out the win-loss projections, this was a team that was not expected to win more than 6 football games this year. But Sam Darnold has really exceeded everybody's expectations, obviously.
Yeah. And he got himself some cash. He got himself a nice contract coming up, man.
Oh, he's going to – there's all this like, oh, my God, who's going to try to get Sam Darnold? I'm like, stop it. The Vikings are going to re-sign Sam Darnold. If somebody wants J.J. McCarthy, they just give us a call. We'll talk.
Tell them to bring me my money.
If they're smart, they'll keep both. Because what if the Darnold thing is a fluke? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if it's a fluke? One more year of just having this rookie quarterback on your roster is not going to hurt
Yeah.
you. And it also reminds me of like the football that you and I grew up with, where it's like, yeah, you got drafted in the first round, but you'll play in 2 years.
Yeah,
that's not a big deal. Not a fucking big deal.
Yeah.
Really not a big deal. Only the media are the only ones who make that a big deal. It's really not a big deal.
Yeah.
But that's going to be a great game.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's Sunday night game, so Monday morning for us. You gonna stay up and watch?
I am not going to stay up and watch. No.
Okay.
I'm going to sleep. And then the other thing that you will all probably wake up to on Monday morning is a long-held NFL tradition known as Black Monday.
Yes.
This is the day that the coaching carousel officially begins to spin. We already know of some coaches or teams that are searching for coaches. and we're going to learn some more on Monday morning.
Who you think's gone?
Well, the teams that obviously already have openings, you have the Bears and you have the Jets.
Saints.
Some people say the Saints. I agree. There's an opening there.
There's no. They're gonna at least interview people.
Yeah, for sure.
You said Bears, Jets, Saints.
Bears, Jets, and Saints. The teams that could have a head coach opening. I think it's pretty safe to say that Antonio Pierce is going to be fired from the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
Probably as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Him, I would expect to see when I look at my phone on Monday morning for sure. Yeah. Some people are predicting Dayball with the Giants.
That would be a mistake, but yeah.
I agree. Jacksonville Jaguars, Doug Peterson.
Yeah, definitely. 6.
Despite the reporting that Mike McCarthy appears to be safe, he clearly is on the list.
Yeah. Zach Taylor. If they don't make it, he might be.
Yeah, he's not on this list that I'm looking at here, but yeah, sure. I don't disagree. This one article that I'm looking at now is saying potential one and done coaches. Mm-hmm. Brian Callahan with the Tennessee Titans. I think that would be a mistake. I think he deserves more than 1 year. And Gerard Mayo with the New England Patriots. I also think he deserves another year. Oh, they have another category here. The long shot firing candidate is Bengals, Zach Taylor.
Okay.
The one name that is essentially dominating the coaching carousel conversation at the moment is Mike Vrabel.
Yeah.
Obviously got fired from Tennessee 2 years ago. He has spent.
Oh, did you mention the Bears? You didn't mention the Bears.
Yeah, we mentioned them at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. He has spent the better part of the last year on staff with the Cleveland Browns as a consultant.
That's worked out great for Cleveland.
Yeah, exactly. Worked out really good. But I do think that he's a good football coach.
Of course.
And I think the Titans probably made a mistake in firing him. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But he's the belle of the ball at the moment.
Is the Colts Shane Steichen? Is he on that list of a long shot or anything?
He's not on this list. No.
I think he should be at least on the long shot list.
Sure. Yeah, Vrabel and obviously Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Lions. There's been a lot of chatter about Ben Johnson potentially becoming the Chicago Bears' next head coach, which would be kind of weird, obviously, because it's in the division.
Our drive.
Obviously, it's an attractive situation given the level of talent that they have as far as skill position players, and they also have a ton of cap space, which would, put him in a situation where he could rebuild the offensive line, which is clearly their biggest problem. Caleb Williams was the most sacked quarterback in the NFL this year. That's partly on him, but it's also because he's running for his life on almost every play.
Would you say that the Bears is the most attractive location?
No.
What's the most attractive?
I mean, I just wouldn't want to go there because I think there's something wrong with the Bears as an organization.
Okay.
So I'd be worried about that part.
So what's the best one?
Because they have a very weird ownership situation in Chicago where they have, the wife who inherited the team is kind of super old on her deathbed, isn't really running the team, and her 10 children all have shares in the team. Half of them want to sell, half of them want to keep it, and so they have this kind of crazy succession infighting thing going on inside of the family. Meanwhile, the Bears are just a dumpster fire as an organization as far as the front office is concerned. So I'm not so sure that is like the most attractive situation to walk into. The Jets are also a dumpster fire. I don't think I would want to go there. Nobody wants to go to the Saints. The Saints probably have the worst cap situation of any football team in the history of the NFL. The only way that you would go to the Saints is if you were promised that you have a very long leash and that you get to rebuild this thing. You get to strip it down and rebuild it from the studs up how you want to do it.
Yeah, but promises mean nothing to these fucking guys, to these owners.
I agree.
I think the Giants situation doesn't look that good either. I feel like, I guess you got a little bit of a skeleton of something there. I think the Bears might be the best situation. Oh, you said the family thing. Yeah, I guess so. The ownership. If you're thinking of owner and all of that you have to deal with, yeah. Is if Zach Taylor gets canned, that's the best situation, huh?
I would say so. Yeah.
But that's a big if there.
I mean, the Jaguars could be an interesting. I mean, there is talent there.
This says a lot about how important the position of quarterback is. Because that's the first thing I'm thinking as I'm looking through these, and then I'm thinking of all the top quarterbacks. There's no, like, the teams who have bad records, either they don't have a good quarterback or their quarterback was injured or something's wrong in that situation. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's no, like, back in the day, it used to be like a bad team but got a really good quarterback, and it's just like, it is what it is. Sorry, you're stuck on this team on this shitty team, but you got a good quarterback that's going to make you all right. Now it seems like good quarterback means you're going to be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, of all the teams that we've mentioned here, you're 100% correct. The Bengals would be the most attractive. They have the best.
Yeah.
They certainly have the best quarterback.
Yeah.
By a country mile.
Then New England could be a good spot then, because they got Drake Brady.
Yeah. I don't know.
If you believe in him, if you're a coach and you believe in Drake May, if you see something you like and you like this guy's got it, then you got a good situation there.
I mean, the Giants, if Daboll does get fired, I don't think the Giants is such a horrible destination for a coach. You know, it's like you've got some good skill players there.
Yeah, that's true.
You've got a really high draft pick. You got a good chance of getting a quarterback. You have some pieces on defense, but not enough, obviously.
You also got a good chance of missing on a quarterback.
That's
like
true.
I would want my first coach. If it's my first coaching job, I want to fucking land it with a good quarterback situation already squared away.
Well, that's why I think a lot of people are overrating the Jaguars' popularity.
Yeah, it's
this obviously now. This all comes down to how you feel about Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. He's had 3 coaches, bro. He's had 3 different head coaches, and none of them could get him over the hump.
I mean, Urban Meyer may have been one of the worst coaches we've seen in the history of this podcast.
I guess that's true.
Anyway,
he
it'll be
got fired
interesting.
mid first season.
Yeah, after that lap dance.
Yes.
Dirty old bastard. But that's it, man. Yeah, be careful with your bets this week, y'all.
Be careful, y'all. This is not the week where I say put your rent money up.
Yeah. Go with the prop bets.
I feel like there's only one sexy matchup. If we talk about superlatives, I'd say it's
Agreed.
just the Vikings and the Lions. Yeah. And upset, I think we're going to see a bunch of upsets. It feels dumb to try to call one. Upset of the week is that the season's over for a lot of teams. That's the upset. You might not be watching your team play next week.
I'm going with Saints over the Bucks for my upset.
You're upset the Saints over the Bucks? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That'd be great.
Just because
I've noticed your last few weeks, the upsets have been really helpful for the Saints. I mean, not Saints, but for the Falcons. You've had some really Falcor type of upset calls.
I'm gonna bet for the Saints to cover 13.5.
All right. You know what? After this week, I want to if our teams are out, we gotta disclose who our new team is, who our playoff team is. So we'll go through and I might even wear their color. I'm not buying a jersey because fuck the NFL, but I'm not putting more money in their pockets. But I'll definitely wear their color when I come on, or if I remember, whatever team it is. Hopefully, I have their color, or I'll put a green screen up with their logo behind me. Maybe I'll do that. Just representing.
I can't. My team can't be the Bucks because your boy Ken will come for me so hard if I all of a sudden.
You know what? It could be considered front running because he's the best player in football, and if you want to get on his side, it'll be like, come on, man.
No, I like Baker Mayfield.
Me too.
I could never root for the Bucks.
Yeah,
but now I don't have to salivate over Baker Mayfield because I got Michael Penix. I love this kid. Yeah. I think he's done really, really well in his first 2 games. I'm here for it. Interesting side note: there are rumors that Kirk Cousins might wind up as a member of the Cleveland Browns next year.
Why is that rumored?
I don't know. Apparently, the Browns are looking to bring in a veteran quarterback to compete with Deshaun Watson.
You know, it's going to be they're bringing him in to pray for him. They're like, we could just get this guy right, get him right in the eyes of God.
Yeah, maybe, but wasn't that what Jameis Winston was doing?
Jameis Winston, he's a clown. There's a difference.
Snake oil salesman.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins, he mixes his prayer with inspiration as well, man. He's like, in the name of Jesus.
You like that? You like that?
You like that, God? Huh? Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Well, if your teams are still in there, good luck to y'all. If your team's not in there, I just hope they beat, because it's all rivals. I hope they beat their rival for all of y'all out there, except for Jets fans, because fuck the Jets. You know what I mean? That's all I feel, man. Want to wrap this thing up and then come back on the other side?
Well, yeah, let's do that, and then we'll come back and do the flip 'em and pick 'em.
Oh yeah, we got the flip and pick 'em. This is gonna be weird. The game still goes on though. Let's we'll take a break and then flip and pick 'em. All right. Well, that break was brought to you by Brisket and Friends. Brisket and Friends is the best barbecue in Sweden, bar none. Voted on by the King as the best barbecue in Sweden, and if the King says it, then it is done. Brisket and Friends. It's barbecue so good, make you want to slap your grandma. Thank you, folks there. Don't forget when we go there to ask for the SveNFL table breaker so you can confuse the hell out of them, but still get some good food anyway. Brisket and Friends. All right.
How was your New Year, by the way?
It was fantastic. There was only one downside, but I can't focus on the negative, except for when I'm on stage and somebody's not laughing hard enough. Then I focus on that for the next week. But other than that, it was great, man. Hung out with Amat and his family, and some first time hanging out with Big Mike and his family. They all his wife is sister of Amat's wife, so everybody kind of got together with all our kids about the same age, and we watched the fireworks and all of that. The only downside was we were from the view that we always have. It was foggy.
Oh, yeah, it was like that all over.
Couldn't really see the fireworks because of all the snow and fog. But and the kids actually stayed up, made it to midnight, and stared out the window at a bunch of fog. They could only see the budget fireworks from the people close to us. The little pop, pop, pop. But at least we know they can make it through. And next year probably won't be. This is the first time I've ever seen it that foggy. So, but it was good, man. Good friends, good fun, good music. Good food. Amat's a great cook. He's cooking. So can't beat that, man. How was yours? You were on a boat, right?
I was on a boat. It was a great party with a very awkward ending.
Oh, man. Drug overdose again?
Close.
No, I was joking. Oh, shit. Sorry.
No, it was great. We had great food, interesting people. It was one of those perfect kind of party where it's like I knew half of the people and the other half were all new. So it was kind of fun to get to know some new people and stuff.
I like that about you, man. You're curious about people. So you thrive in those settings.
Yeah, I'm very curious about people. And yeah, we were, same thing. We couldn't see the fireworks. Didn't matter. We had a great time. And then me and Joanna were getting ready to leave, putting our shoes on and our coats, and one of the teenage girls who was there with her parents just walks up to her mom, throws up on the floor, and then passed the fuck out. Like just like out, bro, like out cold. Like for a minute, it like looked like, is she breathing? Like what the fuck is going on? So I had to call an ambulance and
what?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So it was a weird.
What happens in that situation? You said a teenager, so that means she was drinking. Does anybody get in trouble for that? Like in the States, it's a huge thing if somebody's under.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Like here, because there's no actual age here. That's what it goes under the radar. You can't purchase out in a bar. You can't get in unless you're old enough, or you can't buy unless you're old enough. But and old enough is 18. But there's no, if you're under 18, it's the legal limit here. That's a pretty cool little loophole right there.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was sort of a weird way to end the party. And then New Year's Day was also a little strange because I was up here in the kitchen and I was making food for dinner, and I got a call from the woman who lives on the ground floor. She had gone into the laundry room, and this guy who lives in our building is kind of a known alcoholic, had fallen down and couldn't get up in the laundry room.
Did he have a life alert?
He should have had that. I'm falling and I can't get up.
I'm falling and I can't get up. Why's that not on our soundboard?
And it's that's a good point. So, but he's kind of a big guy, and she was like, I can't, like, I need somebody to come. Can you come down and help me pick him up? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I went down there and, managed to get him on his feet. Bit of a dicey he's like twice my size, Damn. And I'm like lifting him up from behind with my arms underneath his armpits. And at one point I thought he wasn't going to stand up, and I'm feeling him come back. I was like, oh, Jesus. And then we walked him back to his apartment with all his stuff, and he was like apologizing, and he felt really ashamed. And
I bet.
And then
not enough to not drink.
No, and then he had this like really funny, weird, awkward, like when Swedes don't know what to say and you're speaking English, and before he closed the door, I was like, okay, well, just take care of yourself. And he just looks back at me and he's like, I love you.
That's great.
I'm like, yeah, I love you.
Love you bro.
So now we love each other. I haven't seen him since then, but apparently we love each other now.
He's probably thinking about that, right? Like, did I say that?
I really hope he doesn't remember most of what happened.
Yeah. Like, that's great. I love you.
I love you.
I've been wanting to say this for a long time.
Our relationship just went to the next level. It's pretty intense.
Mr. Musara, I've been wanting to tell you this from the bottom of my alcoholic heart.
He's not the only drunk that I've helped in this neighborhood. It's a thing.
It's good, man. You're a staple in the community, man. You make the ice. You help the drunks. You feed people at 4th of July. They love you, man. You're Asputin. You're the king of Asputin.
I'm like Jesus.
Yeah, man. You're like Jesus. You get too much wine on that one, Jesus.
I didn't give him the wine.
That man needed water.
But the other drunk guy that I helped a couple of years ago, he definitely does not remember, because I walk by him all the time and he looks at me like he's never seen me before.
Oh, wow.
Like he was really fucked up.
Well, one thing I'm into right now, I think I told you that I'm like ashamed of how little recreational reading I do. So I thought one way to kickstart it was to kind of put podcasts off to the side and delve back into reading with listening, an audiobook.
Nice.
So I was looking for something.
Whatever.
Huh?
That's sort of cheating, but sure.
It is cheating, I know, but it's my way to get in. So
reading recreational.
Yeah. I'm consuming a book.
For the record.
I'm consuming a book. So, but this one made me want to read the next one, because this is a series. I wanted to get into a series, And then my promoter from Live Nation, when we were on one leg of the tour, she was talking about how much she's into fantasy. And I was like, oh shit, man, that might be cool. So I got into a series of fantasy books, and I like got an Audible account going. So
Nice.
I can like it makes you like purchase a book through credits and listen and all that stuff. And I got into this fantasy book series. But what I did not know was that a lot of fantasy is also romance.
Is it like borderline erotica?
Apparently, yes. Apparently, I did not know that. I'm over here. Because I'm like, oh, it's about like some Dragon Rider shit. I'm like, okay, all right, I could get into this. I watch Game of Thrones. I see you get it. It's a dragon. It's like it's got a military slant to it. It's like a school. They're going to get into this military school shit, and I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden, she sees this guy, and then she's like, and then she starts describing this dude. I'm like, hold up, man. Why my vagina soften up? As I'm listening, I'm over here like, hey man, I'm looking around and shit. Nobody hears it but me. I'm looking around the train like, whoa. His breath doesn't need to land on your cheek softly. What the fuck? Like, what is happening, man? How did I get in here? How did I get here? I just wanted to get some fancy in. I didn't know I was going to get romance. And then my buddy Mike was reading the description of the book. Of course, it talks about how hot and erotic some of the book is. So, but nice. I'm so into the story that I'm just going to have to listen through it, man. I don't know.
Someone's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it, man. I'll be that guy. I want to know what happens. I might skip some chapters.
I want to know if they're gonna smash.
Yeah, and they're gonna. It's from the lady writer's perspective or the lady cadet's perspective. So I'm gonna probably get smashed. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna know that it's thrusting in and out of me or whatever. She's a straight woman, and they talk about how much fucking goes on in the school. So I'm sure it hasn't happened yet. I'm 5 hours into it. That's how much I like it, bro. I'm 5 hours into it. And
how long is the chapter, minute-wise?
A chapter is probably like 15, 20 minutes. Something like that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've never listened to a book like that, but I've thought that it would be kind of cool. But
it's a cool way. I mean, I like podcasts, and when I'm on
maybe I do it in the off season. I feel like I listen to so many
sports, right?
Sports podcasts right now.
Yeah. All right, man. I thought I'd share that with you and our listeners that I was sitting on the subway with a heart on. All right. I didn't get off at my stop. I need to write this down. This shit's funny. I can't get off. I got to just ride the train because my dick's hard. But the story's good, so I don't want to stop. So I just ride.
You get to the end of the line, the train driver's like, sir, you need to get off.
Like, no, I'm getting off all right.
Nope. Sorry, can't do it.
I've been getting off for the last 10 minutes, sir. You want to see getting off? Let me finish this chapter.
You call Sandra? Honey, I need you to meet me at the train.
Bring my big jacket. All right, who's flipping? It's your call now, right? No, you lost last time.
Yeah, you're flipping.
Okay, you're flipping. I call. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah. Tails never fails.
Oh, but it did this time.
Yo, we've lost like 3 in a row, bro.
I know. I believe I'm going to go first.
All right. Like it matters this week. But
I'm going to go first.
In the unlikely event that we hit all the flip 'em pick 'em bet, which has never hit before. Because the one time it did, I didn't make the bet.
So well, maybe it will this week.
We'll be chasing it. Ain't no way, bro, that we're going to call them right this week.
I'm picking the Ravens. I know that one's going to hit.
All right.
What did I say? 14-point spread? No, 18-point spread.
Jeez. Ravens. Damn, that's like even money too. All right, you win like nothing for the Ravens winning money line. Ravens win at home. Bengals Steelers. I actually think the Steelers are going to beat the Bengals and just shut everybody up.
Yeah, I think
Bengals are favored by 2.
I think it needs to happen. Like just stop it.
Yeah.
Just stop. Even though I would love for the Falcons to just put me out of my misery, but I'm going to pick them anyway. I'm going to pick the Falcons to beat the Panthers. Luckily, most of these games of consequence, I believe, are all happening kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
So
I think Washington is going to beat the Cowboys.
Oh, there's a rumor that Trey Lance might play for the Cowboys this week.
That would be smart. They should have had him in the game.
They should have been playing earlier anyway.
Yeah, test him out. See what's up. See what you got, man. Come on, McCarthy. McCarthy's like, man, I need to win. I need my job.
Packers are favored by 10 versus the Bears, which makes me think they're actually going to play.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah, I'm going to go Packers. This will be the game that fucks it up. The Bears will be like maybe the Packers only play for like a half, and then the Bears are going to, I don't know, we'll see.
All right, Texans are playing the Titans. Are the Texans not playing anybody?
I don't think so.
Davis Mills?
I think they are locked. I think the Texans are locked into the 4 seed. They can't go up.
Titans are favored.
That's why they're going to play the backups.
All right, I'll bet the Titans, since the Texans have been unremarkable this season, and the Titans will be trying their ass off to finish off the season. Even though they might want to get that draft pick. No, they don't care about that shit. Oh, that's a tough one, man. Ain't no way we hit all these. Jags Colts, what you got?
I want to say Colts.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say the Colts.
All right. The Bills are playing the Patriots. They had a rough go with the Jets last week at first, but then they got it right. And I think they're going to get it right this week, too, against the Patriots, who they can't get out of their way when they do get something good happening. And it's going to really test the faith that Kraft has in Mayo.
Next up, we got the Eagles playing the Giants. The Eagles are favored by 3, even though they're not playing their starters. That's pretty insulting.
Is it enough to make you? How insulting is it? What's more insulting? Saying it's insulting and then picking another team? That's what you about to do.
Yeah. Eagles.
All right. Then we got the Saints are playing the Bucks. Didn't they beat the Bucks this year?
I believe so. Yeah.
Weren't they beating that ass earlier? Or they were winning no, maybe they were beating the Falcons and Falcons came back or something like that. They had a crazy game this year.
They beat we split with the Saints this year. We beat them once, they beat us once.
I think the Bucks are gonna win. They're just a better team. They're gonna be trying to help Evans keep that streak going. And the Saints they kind of sputtered after the coach bump.
Chiefs are playing the Broncos. Carson Wentz. Andy Reid told us this week that he thinks Carson Wentz should be a starting quarterback in this league.
Who you got?
Broncos have to win this game, right?
Yeah, they have to. But will they?
I really want to root for this collapse. I really do. But they're playing in Denver. Nah, I'm going to go Broncos.
All right. Broncos. Chargers are playing the Raiders. I don't know, man. Ain't no Harbaugh team gonna just shut it down. So I think the Chargers are gonna beat the Raiders and just send off Pierce into the sunset.
Let's see. Rams are playing the Seahawks. Again, meaningless game.
Brought to you by X-Lex.
I'm going to go Seahawks.
Oh.
I think the Seahawks are playing for pride.
Yeah.
And I think the Rams are going to be sitting everybody.
Yeah, resting. You convinced me to switch my pick, too. All right. Dolphins are playing the Jets. This could be a very painful Sunday. But I think the Dolphins will win. Another 4 p.m. game. Another late night of stress. We don't know if Huntley's quarterbacking. We don't know if Tua's quarterbacking. I kind of want him to just get to the offseason so Tua can heal up and come back strong.
49ers are playing the Cardinals.
That's a tough one. Cardinals are favored by 4.5.
No Brock Purdy.
But there's a Kyle Shanahan.
Man, fuck Kyle Shanahan. I'm going with the Cardinals.
All right. You're probably right. Woo! Toughest game here. Everybody playing for everything. Vikings, Lions. My heart tells me the Vikings. It's another one where it's like Flores versus Goff with that crazy ass defense that he tries to fuck with people about. Who has the best celebrations too? But I'm gonna have to go with Detroit. I think they could just outpace them. But I'll be still rooting for, unless every other game hits. Then I'll really be rooting for Detroit. But my heart's with the Vikings, man.
Yeah, I can see that.
I got a minor lead on you, right? And flip them, pick them, or am I still beating that ass?
Oh no, you're beat. It's 135 to 122. So you have won the regular season.
Yeah, but you never know.
But I usually catch up to you in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's how it goes, man. I have no comfort.
Well, I can't wait for I know the season's over. That's sad, but the playoffs are fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right, the bet is in for this flip and pick 'em. It's a waste of time almost, but this week on week 18, it's like don't even do it, guys. But we did it. We'll be those that want to follow our betting journey. You can check us out on Patreon where we do our thing, and also on Patreon is our fantasy updates and whatnot, or being able to participate in our fantasy league. We're gonna bring the commish in and do a fantasy recap for those that play fantasy football. And that's all going to be on Patreon as well, patreon.com/SveNFL. We didn't have any superlatives and stuff, so we could just wrap it up here, man. It's been fun. You got to hear me talk about my sex book and hear Schif talk about his interactions with alcoholics. So it's been a full on. Only thing we didn't do is talk food. It's the only thing we didn't do. This is a true SveNFL nature. But what do you want? What do you want? All right, you got us. You got us as we are. All right, there's the horn. That means you either heard something spectacular or you about to hear something fantastic, and it was the former. Good luck to your team unless it's the Jets. Fuck the Jets.
Yeah, fuck the Panthers too.
Yeah, fuck them all. All right, we'll be back to talk about how this week turned out. It's been Jonathan Rollins.
Schif Misara.
With SveNFL. Peace.
Later, y'all.